Hello everyone, I am back and I wanted to give you this update for a few days now because I'm really excited to share with you what's happened on this first round of ALA. So first of all, I split the capsules and I did 0.875 milligrams per dose. I figured like if it was just close to a milligram, then if I needed to up my dose, then I could up it to a milligram in the next couple of rounds. So I was going to go 0.75 and I thought like I just compromised. First of all, I was so petrified to start the round. Like I was really just full of despair because for one, I thought if this doesn't work, then like my hope's gonna just be like diminished. I was already feeling really bad. Like I said, over the Christmas period was a really difficult time for the anxiety and the depersonalization. It was just like every day I was just trying to get through. So to then have to do a round and like feel stressed out about it was really difficult. But I'm happy to report that it went amazingly well. So I remember on the first day I woke up at 3 AM. So I wasn't supposed to take my first dose until it was, I'll just tell you, 6:45 AM. So I've dosed, each interval was 2 hours 45 minutes and then 3 hours 45 minutes at night for 2 doses. So 6:45 was the first dose, but I woke up at like 3 and I thought I'm just going to start it now because I just couldn't get back to sleep. I was worrying about it so much. I thought I'm just going to start it now and try and get back to sleep, and then I'll sleep through anything that's going to happen. I was expecting like within an hour to just have some sort of psychotic episode or like just totally lose my mind or something. I just didn't know what was going to happen because you do go off other people's testimonies, and obviously no one's ever said, you know, I went mentally ill and insane off taking a dose, you know, and even if anything bad did happen it would wear off within like a few hours. But I just had this belief in my head that I wasn't going to get better from it. So I took my first dose and I was lying in bed and I felt like this has happened quite a few times. I felt like my body was sinking into the bed, not in a good way. I felt like I was in an underground like grave almost. Like I think it was when I get like extreme stress and like worry and fear. I feel like I'm sinking underground. So I was lying in bed like that. Eventually I fell asleep. Woke up and I just felt so relieved. I woke up and I checked in with myself for like a minute and I was like, no anxiety there, no bad feelings are there. I was lying in bed for like half an hour, kind of checking in and just evaluating on how I was feeling. I was feeling alright, like nothing bad really. So then, as the day progressed, the derealization was actually less severe slightly. The underlying doom, impending doom, had lifted. And I went to work, and I'm a delivery driver, and I was like singing and dancing in my car at work. Like I had the ALA euphoria episode, and it wasn't like a manic episode. It wasn't anything like I was high. I just felt like uplifted, and I felt compelled to celebrate in a way. So I was just amazed at how much happier I felt, and I was like, how can this low dose bring on these feelings? But really I think it's because my brain has been like infested with mercury for the whole year, and I've felt so hopeless because I didn't know, first of all I didn't know what was going on for a while, then I didn't know how to remove it, then I didn't know if it was going to work. And it was because I took this dose which crosses the brain barrier, blood-brain barrier, and it must have removed a little bit, and my brain's been like, yes, that's it, like that's what we need to do. Like finally I've done the right thing. You know, I don't need to be terrified anymore because I'm doing the right thing. So, and then like bear in mind, if you've had derealization, depersonalization, before you'll know that you don't feel many emotions other than anxiety or depression or doom or fear. You don't really feel anything positive. And I was listening to a song at work and it was like a woman singing and I got goosebumps from it. Like that tingly nice feeling you get from music. And it was like, I was like, wow, I'm capable of having that. Like, I was just so relieved. And that's the first time that's happened in such a long time. So, and the only negative thing I could say was I had a headache here above my left eye for about an hour when I took my first few doses, which then subsided. Nothing really bad. So that was the first day. Then the second day was New Year's Eve, and last year was an awful New Year's Eve because that was when I was really severely ill. And I had what I now know as the traumaversary, where at that time of last year it was almost like a PTSD effect where my body knew it was the same reoccurring time and it's kicking up those sensations. So I was like anxious pretty much all day, but not hopeless. Like my thoughts weren't catastrophizing, like I'm never going to be okay, I'm never going to get better. I just felt the sensations, but my thoughts weren't like going down that rabbit hole of negativity. And I found it so much easier to get out of bed as well. Like the last few weeks, every morning I've felt really hungover and just like so rough and I didn't want to get out of bed. And on the second day I just sprung out of bed like it was nothing. It's just miraculous really. And then day 3, generally I was fine, like neutral pretty much, and I'll take neutral over negative. Like I would kind of like found myself seeking reassurance a lot on, like, you know, I think I was worrying about the redistribution, and I kind of realised that I need to pull myself away from checking like other people's stories on the groups because I compare myself to them a lot. And then, like, you know, if anything negative happens to them, like, I get this, like, oh my God, what if it happens to me? Even though there's, like, 20 positive things and 1 negative, I'll focus on the negative. So I thought I need to, like, nip that in the bud as well. No noticeable side effects, really. Like, I just have more belief in me recovery now. So then I came off the round and I was actually scared to go off the round, but I felt better in general overall. Felt hopeful. The derealisation had lifted slightly. It was a weird thing because I was halfway between reality and derealisation. Like it was kind of like on the edge of it, and it's a bit of a weird sensation, but it's like a one that I'm like okay with because I know it's like reaching that point again of being on the other side of the fence. I did have 2 hours of feeling awful when I come off the round at night, and I just sunk a bit, and it was in the evening, but it lasted 2 hours and then it lifted. So like that feeling I'd had for weeks without let up, so I was okay with that. I was worried about it lasting longer than, you know, a certain amount of time, but the 2 hours like flew over, and then I just kind of got on with something else, did a jigsaw or something, and I was fine. I had a little bit of bladder pain, and I actually had a nightmare that my boyfriend cheated on us, and I woke up crying in my sleep. Well, he woke us up, he was like, what? He was like shaking us because apparently I was like gasping for air, and then I woke up crying. I was like, I had a dream you cheated on us, and then I realised it was a dream, and then I went back to sleep and I was fine. But I've never, like, it's been such a long time where I have like been crying in my sleep. So, and then that day I actually said to my boyfriend, I was like, I actually feel better, like I just want to tell you that I feel better at the minute, because I want to remember this moment of feeling better. And he was like, you look more vibrant as well. I was like, I know. I was like, it's a miracle. Day 5, second day off round, I woke up to go to the toilet at night, and then I lay in bed for about an hour just feeling like just in awe of how grateful I felt and like how much gratitude I had for the way I felt and the absence of the negative feelings. And there was like split moments of feeling content. Like if you've ever had this feeling where you're like, everything's right in the world and everything's right with me, and you just feel like at peace. And I had split moments of that, and I was like, never had that in a year. Again, I had a nightmare at night, the same nightmare, but like different circumstances. I didn't cry this time, but same sort of weird thing. I think once like you get your brain back, it kind of releases old emotions and stuff apparently, and you get like old memories coming back. And I just felt like pretty blank all day, but not bad, just fine, neutral, okay. Third day off round, I went to my counselling session, and I wasn't as negative in the session. She was actually really like surprised at how much I had like changed from the week before. Then somehow I had the energy to clean my whole house, like hoover it top and bottom. And I do it, but I just get really overwhelmed by it, and I break it down into different days. But yesterday I just had a day of gutting the house out, and for once I didn't feel dizzy or faint, or like I was spinning, the room was spinning when I sat down. I just felt like I did feel exhausted, don't get us wrong, and I did have a bit of a adrenals were struggling a bit, but nowhere like what it normally is. So that was a really good thing. Mood was just fairly normal and stable. I had back pain yesterday, but I think that was just off like the strenuous housework. And then I did an enema, which is the first one I've ever done. And I've done a saltwater enema. It's just like with distilled water and Celtic sea salt. It was really, I won't go into detail, but it worked. And I'll do one I think every week on the third day off round. I did have to drink a lot of electrolytes because I could feel like I was getting like a headache and stuff after it. And it's quite complicated to do as well. It's not an easy job. But I did it, and I did clear out some stuff. So I think that was something I needed to do. Today, I'm starting to feel the symptoms coming back a little bit today. I am slowly going downhill. But I think it's normal. The longer you're off round, the worse you might feel if you're just new to chelation, because you know your symptoms aren't being like the mercury isn't being controlled. It's kind of just going out of whack a little bit again and wreaking havoc. So I'm actually starting another round tomorrow at the same dose. Really hope I get the same progress from this next round, but I just think this is the start of me getting back to normal and feeling happy again. And that's something that I never thought I would say again. Like, genuinely thought I would have to live like this for the rest of my life, or just not live at all. And that was such an awful, scary concept, but it's so weird how perceptions can change off just one experience like the one I've had. Be able to see that it's possible to feel different. So yeah, I'm doing the next round tomorrow. This year I've got a lot planned in terms of like getting my health back. I'm going to do another video on that, because there is a lot that I'm hopefully going to do, but you know, other than that, I just think chelation is going to be key to my recovery, and I think ELA is definitely the chelator I need to stick with and just do weekly rounds with. So here's to hoping that it's going to make all the difference. But as always, I'll keep you updated. So overall, this round was miraculous, and I wish I had been able to start sooner, but it's never too late to begin recovery. So yeah, I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching.